Hey, how's it going? Alex here from IdeaSpot, and I'm back again with another WordPress tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on OceanWP. Now, OceanWP is one of the fastest and best free WordPress themes that I've used, and it's been designed to work with Elementor Page Builder, which you can get for free as well. So in the next half an hour, we're going to build this nice little sneaker blog. We're going to have a about page, a blog page, and a contact page. We're going to do a bit of design work on the home page too. And we're going to do all this using the demo templates that you get with OceanWP. So if this sounds good, keep watching. And remember to hit that like button. Okay, so I'm working with a fresh install of WordPress here. The first thing we need to do is install our theme. So Appearance and Themes, and we're going to be working with the Ocean theme today. So click Add New, and we're going to search for Ocean here. It should be one of the first ones that pops up. This is the one we want, OceanWP. Hit Install. Wait for that to install. So just be patient while that installs. It does take a couple of minutes, and then when it's done, click Activate. And here it's going to say the theme recommends the following plugins. So Elementor, Ocean Extra, Rank Math, and WP Forms. So we can start installing these plugins. So these plugins help us build our fresh site. So I'm going to just go ahead and highlight all of them, and we're going to bulk install them. So just go ahead, click Apply, and wait for those to install. Okay, so now under Plugins, Installed Plugins, we can see all of our plugins have installed now. And we'll also have this little option window here to run the setup wizard for OceanWP. So let's go ahead and click that and get started. And we can choose a demo template site. And I think there's about 12 or 13 of these demo sites, and there's quite a good range here. And some of these have WooCommerce on them already, especially this one, Store, Lingerie, and I think this one's Simple as well. So if you've got a store, you can go ahead and start selling. But I'm going to start with just a simple blog for this tutorial. So I really like this one called Architect. So just click Select. You'll see a little blue border around there, and then scroll down to the bottom and install the demo. So this will take a little while, but it's going to ask to install some extra plugins for this particular demo site. So we want the one called Ocean Social Sharing, Ocean Sticky Header, and Ocean Elementor Widgets. So this one, Social Sharing, we can go ahead and click Install now. Sticky Header and Elementor Widgets, these two actually need the Pro version to use these, but it doesn't really matter. If your demo site doesn't look exactly like the demo, it still looks really good. So just go ahead and click Import here, and we just wait for that to import. Okay, now the demo has imported. Now is a chance, if you've got a logo, you could upload it now. I don't actually have one, so I'm just going to remove that logo. My site title is going to be Sneaker Science, and the tagline, I'll just call it Sneaker Lifestyle Blog. There we go. You can put your site icon up there if you've got an icon. I haven't made one yet, so I'm going to leave that for now. You can do that later. The primary colors I will leave as default, and let's go ahead and click Continue. It's going to ask to sign up to an email list. You don't have to do that. We're basically all ready, so we can view our website here. Just go ahead and click View. I'm going to open that in a new tab. So here we go. Here's our demo site. So first thing I like about this is you've got a nice transparent header. It's all very clean design. You've got a few pretty well designed elements here. You've got the team and a little bit of a video background thing going on here. A little menu here at the bottom, and the menu at the top is really nice too. You've got your social icons, and you can edit with Elementor. So OceanWP has been designed for the Elementor Page Builder, and you can use the free version of the Elementor Page Builder just fine with this demo site. So free theme, free demo site, free page builder. What's not to like here? We can get started without spending any money at all. So the first thing I might do, just to get it looking a little bit more like the sneaker science theme that we have started with, is go ahead and let's edit with Elementor. I'm going to open that in a new tab, wait for that to load up. So here we are in Elementor. The first thing I want to do is customize this header section. So let's go to the top and edit the section, and I'll just click that. So got it, and go to the style. I want to look at the background image there because this section uses a background image. So let's go ahead and click choose image. And here I'm going to upload some files that I found. So I basically found some photos just by going to pexels.com, and I just went, I think I just searched for Nike just for this demonstration, and I got lots of nice stock images of sneakers. So this might be nice if you were starting your own sneaker blog or sneaker reselling business, something like that. Anyway, I've got a few nice sneaker photos. I'm just going to drag and drop them into the media library here and wait for those to upload. So there we go. All of our nice sneaker photos have uploaded. I think for our background image, maybe that one seems pretty cool. Maybe this one. Let's go with this one. Go ahead and insert that. And straight away you can see it's a little bit too dark for this text. You can't make out what the text is. So let's go ahead and put an overlay on this background. And I want this background type to be a classic background with a plain white color. And you can see with that white overlay, you can make out the text a lot more easily. So let's just click that again. You'll notice there's an opacity slider. So if we wanted it to be darker, drag it to 0. If you wanted it to be white, drag it to 1. So we just want a little bit of that sneaker image to shine through there. I'm going to leave it like that, and I think that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to call this, I'm going to call it Sneaker Science. Sneaker Science. And we can put a little bit of a text in here. Welcome to the world of sneakers. And maybe let's make it bold. It's a little bit hard to make out. That's better. And the button, instead of calling it find out my work, let's call it find out more. Seems nice. And click update. So now our sneaker site should look a little bit more like a sneaker site. Let's go ahead and click that menu there, and let's view our page in a new tab. So there we go. It looks a little bit more like our theme. We've got some sneakers in the background there. We've got our header, and let's go ahead and start customizing our menu. So let's see what the OceanWP customizer looks like. So go ahead. I'm going to open that up in a new tab, wait for that to load. So here we are in the OceanWP theme customizer. So this is where we handle our header, our menu, our social icons, and also our footer. So let's get to work here. The first thing we might do is look at our site identity. So this is called Sneaker Science, Sneaker Lifestyle Blog. We can upload an icon here if we wanted to. I'll save that for later. We can look at our menus. Let's have a look at our main menu here. We can see this, home, my work, about me, that all matches up there. I think let's simplify this to make less work for the tutorial. Let's go ahead and click add items. I'm going to remove the one, my work, and about me, maybe. No, I think that's fine. Home, about, blog, contact. That seems fine actually. So let's leave it like that. Hit publish. We can go ahead and customize these pages later. So let's head back to the main menu here, and let's just go ahead and have a look at our header. So we've got a social menu, all these different social networks. I think if we just delete, they should delete from the menu. There we go. We've got rid of Google+. I think everyone's got rid of Google+ by now. Twitter, I'm not a big fan of either. Facebook and Instagram is pretty cool. There's probably YouTube here as well. I love YouTube, obviously. Here we are on YouTube, but I'm just going to leave it as Facebook and Instagram for now. Looks pretty clean. Let's hit publish. It looks pretty good. So let's head back, and We can always add a logo now. I haven't made one up yet for Sneaker Science, so I might just leave it as the header for now, which looks pretty good anyway. And let's go ahead and check out our footer. So we've got the footer widgets and the footer bottom. So that's on the bottom here. We can see copyright there, OceanWP theme by Nick. We can just call it copyright for Sneaker Science. And that's pretty cool, being able to change that in the free version. That looks pretty good. We can actually disable the whole footer bottom as well. If you didn't want that little copyright message, you can just go ahead and disable it. I don't mind it there. I think for this tutorial, let's leave it on there. And it's got a footer menu there as well. So we can actually go back and go to our menus and footer menu. So same thing, we can go ahead and we could just uncheck it if we didn't want the footer menu there. I'm not a huge fan of footer menus. I just like a nice clean footer. So I'm going to leave it like that. But if you wanted a footer menu, same process. You just click add items. You could customize the footer menu however you like. But I'm just going to clean it up and use just the copyright information there. So you'll notice there's these icons down here. You can have a look at the responsiveness of this theme. So our menu is this lovely little hamburger. When you're looking at it from a mobile, you can pop that and you've got your I'll notice this little undefined error is popping up here. I think that's because we don't have the mobile menu properly set up. So let's just go ahead and go back to our main menu and make sure that mobile menu there is checked to main menu. So now we should have our mobile menu working properly. So that looks pretty nice. Social icons, little search bar. So let's go back to our desktop view. I think we're all good. Let's hit publish and let's close out of this. We can just really concentrate on building out some of these pages now. So let's go back to Elementor, edit with Elementor, and wait for that to load up. So just really quickly, I'm going to customize this main page. I don't really need this portfolio section. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to delete this award section. The team can be, there might be something else. The video thing can go. The latest blog thing can go. Maybe this little menu can just be a little menu that we link to our other pages, but let's just keep it fairly simple. Let's just call this maybe the My Collection, maybe. So you can always just type away in there. I think this heading is a little bit too big to say collection, so let's drop it down to maybe an H4 heading. You can see that the actual typography isn't tied to the heading, so we can go ahead and go to the style and let's look at the typography. So we want to change the size here to get it to fit. There we go. That looks pretty decent. We just make sure it looks good in mobile. That sort of, that looks fine. So let's go back to desktop mode. And then let's start putting some pictures of our shoes in here. Instead of having our team, we can have our shoes because this is going to be a shoe blog. So let's go ahead and get some shoes. We've got our media library there. Let's go ahead and pop these guys in. These are the images we got from Pexels earlier on. And you just type in a little bit about each type of shoe. So I might just say, these look like red Jordan 1s. These look like these are grey. These are grey Jordans, and these are the blue-white Jordans. I don't know what these are. I'm not that much of a sneaker fan, but these are some nice grey, some grey Nikes, and again, these are my the white blue Jordans, and these are our black skaters. So, and then you'd have to obviously change all this too. I might just delete those little roles from here. But you could put a little story about this. You could even put a button maybe and link it to a story about each pair that you've got. Write a little bit there. You could even go here and you could link that to another page using this insert link, and then paste your link to another page about these shoes maybe. But you get the idea. It's fairly easy to work with. These little icons, let's just make this 3 columns because we've only got our about page, our contact page, and our blog page. So let's just make those. I'm going to call that the blog, and I'll call this the about, and I'll call this one contact. So this is like more about us. So this is ticking along fairly well. You can see it's starting to look like a sneaker blog already as we load that up. So there we've got Sneaker Science. Welcome to the world of sneakers. Here's my little collection. Here's more about us. So this is a nice basic little home page, and we could build on that from here. And that hasn't taken very long at all. So all you'd do is go to your next page, which would be the About page, and follow the same process. You could jump into Edit with Elementor and start customizing this, getting it to look the way you want it to look. You write a bit about yourself there and a bit about why you're making this blog. Well, let's just go ahead and look at what this blog actually looks like. So loading it up, we've got a nice featured image for each post, and scroll down, you've got a nice single column row, and you've got extra pages here. So this is a really nice way. If you were blogging maybe once a week or twice a week, this would be a really quite attractive way of presenting your work. So let's go and see if we can edit this. So let's go ahead and click Edit Page. The free version of Elementor doesn't give you a blog page editor, so I think if you're happy to just stick with what Ocean has designed for you, I think that's probably the best way if you're beginning. But you do have a few different settings here for your content layout. I'm just going to leave that default. You can have margins, top or bottom, customize your sidebar, customize your layout template. But I think let's just leave that blog because I really quite liked it and thought it was rather attractive. Let's go ahead and look at our posts. So this blog page is actually, what it does is it draws from your posts in WordPress, and it will show you the featured image and a little excerpt and a little bit of meta from each post. So let's go ahead and add a new post, and we can sort of illustrate what this means. The first thing we'll do, let's change the featured image. So let's set the featured image, and let's go to our media library, and let's grab a pair of shoes that we haven't quite looked at. So let's go with these shiny red ones. So these are Jordan 11s. Let's set that as the featured image, and let's go ahead and add the title. So let's call them the Red Jordan 11s, and then hit publish. We can actually start writing some text here. I'm just going to paste a bit of filler text in there just for the sake of design and showing you what it looks like. So this is a post. It's all ready. Let's hit update, and we might actually be able to preview this post. So let's have a look and see what the post looks like. There we go. So this is what a blog post would look like under this theme. You'd get your category, the title. We've got it called blog, and there we go. It'll show our recent posts, comments on the posts. You've got your social icons. All this stuff is in the sidebar, and comments are turned on. So we can go ahead and customize all of this stuff. We could even turn the sidebar off if we wanted to. And then there's our featured image, the post meta, and a bit of our demo text. So straight away, I have to say, OceanWP has given us heaps of features in this free demo site and this free version of the theme. So let's just start from top to bottom on how to customize this. So start from the title and the breadcrumbs here. We can go back to our edit post tab. Let's go ahead and look at the breadcrumbs. Let's disable the breadcrumbs and hit update. And so now if I reload this, there's breadcrumbs disappeared. The title is up there. We could actually probably turn that off if we wanted to. Display page title, we could go disable, hit update, reload. There, our page title is gone. That's kind of broken the header because everything is now moved up and it is now interfering with our transparent header. So that's probably not a great plan to do. I'm going to leave that by default. You could have a custom title instead of calling it blog. Let's just hit update and put it back how it was. The other thing we can do is just go back to our customizer again. Let's open that in a new tab, wait for that to load up. And there's a lot of options for editing the blog page on here as well. So as this loads up, we can see we've got our blog post is in here and there's all the different widgets down the sidebar. And let's go back to our, let's go to blog and let's go to single post because this is a single post here. So we've actually got layout options, which is pretty cool. I could just have a full width layout and that will actually get rid of our sidebar. And so that cleans things up a little bit. Let's say we wanted to have the right sidebar on there for now. You can always just click on one of these widgets and that will take us to our default sidebar. So you can see here we've got a search bar here right at the top. We could actually remove any of these things just clicking remove. So I've removed the search one. I might remove recent comments as well. And you can add the widgets back as well if you want to. Anything you want, you can put them in or out, any widgets you want. So I actually honestly preferred no sidebar, but anyway, this is the way you'd customize it if you wanted to. Now, it's even got an Instagram in there, so you could link it to your Instagram. So let's say you were making lots of cool photos of sneakers. You could put your Instagram username in there and it would show your photo stream. So that's really cool to have that included in the free version. So anyway, let's go back to our blog and single post. I really just like having full width. I think these days the full width layouts are really good, especially because, I mean, people are viewing this on a mobile most of the time anyway. They don't really care about what your sidebar is. It might not even load on the mobile version. So what else can we do with this? The page header title is just called blog. We can actually change it so it's the post title. So I actually prefer that. It loads up with the post title, then our featured image, and now it shows the title again. So we could actually go down here and turn the title off there. So now the title's gone. We're just using the main title up there. I think that looks pretty cool. This is the meta. We could actually turn that meta off. Now we've got our blog post. We've got this sharing thing with heaps of different sharing things. You can customize that social shares thing. We can turn it off. And if you wanted to customize the social shares widget, same thing, just go back to our dashboard and change which icons are in there. But let's just leave it like that. And maybe let's turn off the comments as well. So, I mean, that looks pretty clean now. I actually just prefer to keep my website minimalist, keep my my reader engaged in what I've written and focused on the content rather than having lots of distractions. So I like that. Let's go back here and reload what we've got. So now we've got our Red Jordan 11's post, featured image, and the quick little filler post there. So let's go back to our blog, and you can see that the latest post in our blog is this one now, and it's gone to the top, and all the demo posts are still there. So let's go ahead and edit this blog page a little bit more. I want to change this a little bit. So let's go ahead and edit this in a new tab. and wait for that to load up. I'm going to call it Sneaker Science Blog. Hit update. And I don't really need breadcrumbs. If I was writing this blog, I'd only be writing one category. I don't really need multiple categories and showing the breadcrumb there at the top of the page. So now let's have a look. I think that's a bit cleaner. The Sneaker Science blog and the first post about the red Jordan 11s, that looks pretty good. I might not want all that post meta to go there. So let's have a look at changing that. Go back to our page editor, and we're probably going to need to change this in the theme customizer. So let's go appearance and customize. Let's get that customizer loaded up again. I actually noticed it's changed our menu because I changed this title to Sneaker Science Blog rather than just blog. We can actually customize that while we're here. So let's go menu, main menu, and this one here. So I don't want it to say Sneaker Science Blog for navigation. I'd like to customize that and just call it blog as the navigation label. And if I hit publish, that's fixed it. It's called it blog. But even if we go back to our page, the Sneaker Science blog, we should, if with any luck, it'll still be called Sneaker Science Blog, even though we want it just to be called blog in the menu, just to keep it a little bit more tidy. So anyway, we were going to go and customize our blog page a little bit more. So let's actually load the blog page up in the customizer so we can see what we are doing live. And let's go back in our menu here and go to blog and look at our blog entries page. So it's the same deal here. This is really nice that it's given us all these options for customizing the blog page. We can add the sidebar back here if we wanted to. I love the full width, so let's just leave it as full width. What I wanted to do was change that post meta there. So having a look here, we can turn the meta on or off. Let's go ahead and turn it off. That looks better. Red Jordan 11s, a little excerpt, and a continue reading button. So I think that's all we really want, to have a nice clean blog. So the meta, you can actually customize it. So maybe I did want the meta, but I didn't want all this stuff. I didn't want the author. If there's only one author, you don't need to say who the author is. Maybe I just want, say, the date. I'm only going to use one category, so I'd turn the category off, and I'm not going to have comments, so I'll turn the comments off. So let's just say I wanted the date to keep the reader aware of how fresh this content is. But honestly, I think it looked tidier without the meta. So let's turn the meta off. And I think I'm pretty happy with this. So now let's go back to our blog page. We can go back to our home. I think we are probably 80% of the way there. So we've got the skills to do our home page in Elementor. We've got the skills to do the blog, customize that blog layout, customize the this post layout here on the main blog page. You can go into an individual post and write and customize how this all looks. All we've really got left is the contact page. So I'll just quickly show you how to set up this. This is really just a matter of changing your address, phone, and email address in Elementor. That's very easy. We don't get a contact form in the free version. That's because the Elementor widgets aren't included with the free version. But I mean, this is very, very easy to work around. All we just have to do is go to our dashboard and get the shortcode for our contact form. And we can put that straight into our Elementor using a shortcode. So let's have a look at what we've got for all the forms here. Haven't created a form yet. All we do is just add the form. We're using WP forms, so let's just call it contact form. And we're going to use a simple contact form template. That'll give us just name, email, comment. I think that's fine. We can hit save. And now all we'll need is the embed code. So we'll just go ahead and copy that code. Just that there. Go back to our Elementor. So we've opened the contact page in Elementor, and then all we have to do is find the shortcode widget and embed the code in. So, I mean, that's all we have to do in the free version. It's just one little extra step if I reload. we will get our contact form there, name, last name, email, and then that will submit through to your email. Now, besides that, we can update these just by clicking them, and you can update the number, the address, and the email. And then the actual form itself, let's go back to WP Forms. All we have to do is go to the settings and notifications. So just make sure the from email is set up properly. It'll be set up to the admin email. If the admin email doesn't match the domain of your website, it might not work. So, I mean, just you could just make a contact form email address up. It doesn't have to be anything special. It just has to be from the same domain as your website. And then WordPress will send an email from this address to your admin email, and you'll get your contact form email sent to you that way. So, I mean, that should all work just fine. Let me try this out. Just messing around here. There we go, and hit submit. And then, yeah, hopefully that works. So you'll get this little success message, and the email will go through to your admin account. So that basically wraps it up. We go back to our home. We've done our background, our header. We've done our footer. We've done a little bit of design work in Elementor, and we've set up our blog page. So, look, if that was helpful, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. I'll be back. I'll review more themes, more page builders, different ways of using WooCommerce. If you want something me to work on, just let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time.